tell you by using the very TLC that justice was not done to. Before the fraud, irregularities. This is why the
call for war crime court here, and those who feel guilty will always feel from session. But every time you say war crime court, they say the ugly animal go bring water and baboons start making flour. By the time you say war crime court, Prince Johnson feel that you're talking to him. If he say he did the right thing to protect his people, go say it before the court. At this point, the impunity in this country is emboldening people to even be more corrupt and do things and to hurt this country with no fear that justice will be meted against them. And so at the mention of the name War and Economic Crimes Code, those who feel guilty at heart, even the Bible says, even the wicked flee when nobody running after them. At the mention of the name War Crimes Code, Prince Johnson goes into Irie. I think he will run away from session every session because every time I will remind us that we have to do War Crimes Code. We got the culture of impunity must come to an end. No, then they don't understand the issue. The issue is about the culture of impunity, transparency and accountability. Transparency and accountability.
Why not when we had on-mail sitting down here? Why not when Helen Johnson told you she spent money on the rebels? Why not when you had men that are sitting down in power today, confessing that they did this, they did that? You never brought the war crime code, but it is now that the wounds are being healed and you want to bring the war crime. Why now? So then why did the international community allow her to run for the presidency? So even the international community are abettors of the crime in Liberia because she should have never ran. I'm saying the UN is an abettor to the crimes in our country. We should stop this thing. These our slave masters are still running our countries and messing us up.
Representative George, where do you stand with the establishment of the war crime court?
I say, why now? That's my question.
Why now? It's just a question.
I do not accept it now.
You don't want it.
So when do you want it? After President tenure?
It should have been ever since. You have allowed Helen Johnson to be president for our country for 12 years for what? After she abetted war, she told you she financed the war, and then they put her in power. Why now? Now that we are in charge, check the TLC report. What does it say? What does it depict? What are the conclusions concerning the TLC report? You've breached it already by allowing the past president to run and then assume power for 12 years. Then you coming to us now and talking to us as if we are fools. You think the Liberian people are fools? You want to bring commotion in our country? Let's take the world and see what is happening out there. We, as the people's deputies, must take it to our people.
Okay.
Hold town hall meetings once, twice, thrice maximum and discuss it with the people. And from what the people say, because we'll have the press there, we'll have some of you there. When I'm holding my meeting or my meetings, you will be there. I will hold a meeting down West Point. I will hold a meeting at the Newport Junior High School. I will hold a meeting down the PHP Center Street area. I will hold a minimum of 2 meetings, but I would like to go 3 big ones that will have people assembled that are residents of our district and tell us how they feel. If the people themselves say, well, we want a war crime court, then we'll go to it. We will go to it. We are the people's deputy.
The station with the best music.
105.1 FM.
Montserrado, Pome, Cape Mount, Wapulu, Mangibi, Bong, and everywhere you go. This is ABC Radio 105.1 FM.
The station with the best music.
105.1 FM.
Montserrado, Pome, Cape Mount, Wapulu, Mangibi, Bong, and everywhere you go. This is ABC Radio 105.1 FM.
When I hear somebody telling me that Gifty was making love to Peters in the car, only Jesus can tell me that I will accept. Only Jesus. No CID, NSA, FBI report will make me to accept it. No kind of a report will make me to agree that Gifty Lama was in a car on Broad Street having sex. Whereas when we went there, I was there when police opened that vehicle.
Okay.
We noticed that there was sand in her shoes and on her feet.
Okay.
So the Broad Street play got sand now. Broad Street got sand. Where part of Broad Street is sand coming from? I refuse to accept that. Anybody wants to get angry with me, let them get angry with me. I refuse it any day, anytime.
Okay.
Gift Tillama never died on Broad Street. She died somewhere else. They were brought on Broad Street. I say so. I, Solomon Claudius George.
There was report that Peterson Lama died from carbon monoxide. No, George, this autopsy report. Where do you also stand on that report?
I just told you.
Yes.
Only Jesus Christ will say that to me and I accept. Don't keep opening old wounds. I am very hurt because of that report. That report is very incorrect. I refuse to accept it. I will never accept it.
Pome, Cape Mount, Wapulu, Mangibi, Bong, and everywhere you go. This is ABC Radio 105.1 FM.
I like it. I like it. So girl, I love the way you roll it. See how you control it. You done make me come back for more. Hey, oh no, I love the way you roll it. I love it, just control it. Cause you know what I'm looking for. Hey, as we step into the club, see how people just enjoy. They say Victor and Paul, you guys are keeping it so strong. See, we no go ever stop. We are headed to the top. As the music they go. Then all of a sudden, see this girl they eye me, yeah. Looking so inviting. I know they say she try me. Can't imagine, ooh, her body's so tempting. Girl, I love the way you roll it. See how you control it. Ooh, you can make me come back for more. I love the way you roll it. I love it, just control it. Ooh, cause you know what I'm looking for. You're making me want you so. No blame me if I misbehave by losing control. And no matter how I go, this girl where I can see, she's bringing out those fantasies in me. With the way she's whining, looking so inviting. I know no say she'll try me. You can imagine, ooh, her body's so tempting, yeah. And I love the way you roll it. I know you just control it. Ooh, you can make me come back for more. You're making me come on the way you roll it. I know you just control it.
Montserrado, Pome, Cape Mount, Wapulu, Mangibi, Bong, and everywhere you go. This is ABC Radio 105.1 FM.
I like it. I like it.
trendybeats.com.
Oh yes, good morning. A pleasant good morning, folks. Good morning from the nation's capital, Monrovia. Just right at the intersection of Broad and Buchanan Streets. Welcome to the Morning Breeze on ABC Radio 105.1 with me, Fidel Sadie. Today is Thursday, the 20th day of April 2023. What a pleasant way. I'd like to welcome you to the program this morning. And of course, this is where we bring you out of the topical issues in the country. We talk about those major issues affecting our country and as well highlight some of the positive things in our country as well. And so welcome to the program this morning. My partners will soon join me. But as always, the presentation promises to be a great one this morning. And so if you are following us via our social media pages, on Facebook, ABC Radio 105.1 Official, on YouTube as well, ABC 105.1 Official, and then you can download the Radio King app, RADIOKING, from the Google Play Store or the Apple Store, and then search for ABC Radio 105 Official and get to listen to our programs here and catch the morning breeze this morning. And so the platform is loaded. But our motivational quote for this morning says, you are never too old to set another goal or dream a new dream. You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. So every day of our lives, we set standards, set goals for ourselves, regardless of how old we are. And that's why we normally encourage those who've not started anything in their life at all. There's always a starting point. And don't feel you are too old to start a new dream. And now my African proverb says, if you want to go quickly, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Oh yes. But Denise is right here with me. She just joined in. Good morning, Denise Nipsey.
Good morning, Fidel, and it's good to be back on the morning breeze this morning. Like you rightly said, it is never too late, or you are never too old, to start over and achieve what you want to achieve. Yeah.
There's always a starting point for everything.
Sure.
Okay. So, yep, that's our motivational quote in our African proverb for this morning. And as usual, Denise looks, speak, and span. Always, there's this thing about her. She's more like I described her yesterday, like a fashionista. And
oh really?
Oh yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to get you on terrestrial TV where people can sit in their homes and watch you. I mean, you just think that you're watching someone from CNN.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah. But that's it. I mean, the job we do requires, and that I learned that with the first day I entered journalism school, Denise, that. Look, you must look sharp at all times. You do not want to go to a newsmaker looking not decent looking, and I mean, they say the way you dress is how people address you.
Exactly, Fidel. You don't want to go to some important personality, and to have an audience with them, and they tell you who came to see the honorable or the official, and you like, I'm the one. You sure you the one came to meet the man? Yeah. So we should always, especially for our profession, many a times you hear some of our colleagues or some friends will say, I'm a journalist, so I don't have to, wear this. I just come out anyhow. No, you don't have to.
Of course. So sometimes don't allow, do not get deceived by our dress code. It's not that we have money, but we are under obligation to look good.
Exactly.
And that's what That's what it's all about. Okay, so we will go for our traffic alerts this morning and then go across the country. By the way, we have so many things to talk about. The Beach and Waterway Project. Individuals believed to be workers of the Beach and Waterway Project protested on yesterday for monies allegedly owed them by the government of Liberia, and so we'll be digging deep into that. We've done a bit of investigation, but we'll speak with the individuals involved, in this whole Beach and Waterway Project, and how he has transitioned, in fact the historicity behind that project. We will talk about that this morning on the program, The Morning Breeze, on ABC Radio 105.1. But Dennis, let's hear you. How is just give our traffic alert from your end this morning.
As usual, from the RRA side to LY Junction, there's always traffic congestion as it relates to the road construction ongoing. Those at that end will always encounter that traffic congestion in terms of coming to work, and we always see that from the intersection of rehab, where we have rehab, there will always be traffic. And at the SD Cooper Road now is the new area to look up for traffic because of the road construction at the ERW junction, the LY junction, where around the cycle there. So I don't want to be giving too much publicity to that area. So they block that side at the ERW junction. So all those coming from the RRA side now have to use either the Bishop Francis Road, the new road that was opened by the president, and also the SD Cooper Road. So if you are not at that point at certain point in time, know that you will experience huge traffic at 7 a.m. at most. You should make it your duty to cross that point. And also at the Boulevard Junction as well, there's always a traffic because there's intersection there, and from the 72nd belt, from the LY Junction end or ERW Junction side, so you experience traffic congestion at that point. And also at the 540 end, you have vehicles that are coming from the Congo Town back road and the one coming from the main boulevard, so you always experience traffic. So look up to that. Make sure you pass that point by 7 a.m. and also at the Catholic Junction, where you have the intersection of the old road and that also the main boulevard, always there's traffic. And at the 20th Street Bell, there's always traffic as well. So you have to look up to that side. Upward coming to Singer, it's a bit less, and when you get to perhaps 12th Street in, there's a little bit, but not too much. So that's the update from the RIA to LY Junction to the Singer Bell to town.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's it. Very important information for you if you coming from the SKD Boulevard, Painesville in. Those are traffic alerts for you. If you coming from the Virginia and Broadville side, you should be aware of the traffic as usual around the Momotown end, right before the Momotown junction. Again, we are skipping and giving free publicity around the route that goes through Momotown to the Carwell Bridge. You have to be aware of traffic around that area. If you're using the Dwella route as well, you should also be aware of traffic. And if you headed towards the Logan Town end around Jamaica Road, be aware of traffic. There's road construction going on there from the Freeport of Monrovia, right in between that. If you're using the Japanese Freeway end, also be aware of traffic around Battersville Junction, New Georgia Junction, and in some cases Chicken Soup Factory Junction as well. You have to be aware of the traffic there. All right. And if you are coming towards town using the straight road from Freeport to town, around Claratown, Vartown, you be aware of traffic there. And the rain, the rain fell last night. There was drizzling this morning, and obviously there are potholes along the road, and so those potholes are then filled by water, so you do not want to jump in some of those holes that are on the road, so you have to be careful. And so because these drivers want to be careful, so there's traffic congestion around that end during the rainy season as well. So those are our traffic alerts, and as you approach the Gabriel Tucker Bridge as well, and like I said, the police has done a great job right at that end. They've been able to place a partition around the bridge end just before you get on top of the bridge. There's a partition placed there by the Liberia National Police, and it's intended to ensure that there is traffic control at that end, so that our brothers who ride these motorbikes do not, jump from one lane to another and create traffic congestion. So that's the traffic alert for you this morning. Use it as a tool for getting to town any time of the day. Not necessarily any time of the day, but every day. Especially during the morning hours, and same applies to the evening hours. All right, so those are our traffic alerts this morning. Let's go across the country to speak with our contacts as quickly as possible, because we've got so many things to talk about. The CBL has released a report, Dennis, and that report actually reveals a surge in the mobile money transaction in Liberia. You wouldn't believe, in a period of 2 years, the jump in transaction. It tells you how our people go through these non money hand-to-hand transaction. People using these e-banking systems, to have things ongoing. So let's go across the country right now, beginning with Grand Bassa County, where our man Prince Wamplo is, and find out what's actually going on in Grand Bassa County. Before that, I'd like to say a pre-congratulations to my friend and brother Ara Van Ross and his beautiful wife Miss Yata Ross. They celebrate 11 years of holy matrimony on Saturday. All right, 11 years of holy matrimony. Congratulations to these pair. Very young people, but they've been very committed to the vow they took to be together as husband and wife. Okay, let's go to Prince Wamplo now in Grand Bassa County and find out exactly what's going on in the port city of Buchanan and other parts of Grand Bassa County. And we'll do same for Bon County, Grand Cape, that's not Grand Cape Man, but Maigibi, and Nimba Bong, and also Grand Crew, Lofa as well. And so let's get our guys on this morning on the Morning Breeze on ABC Radio 105.1. And if you are following us via our Facebook page, we'd like to say good morning to you this morning. If you are locked down to Radio King, we also like to say good morning. And we'll place Dennis will have to release a WhatsApp number where people who are listening via our different platforms can just screenshot what you are viewing or listening through, and then we'll put you on in the morning to recognize you that you are a top follower on the program. All right, so okay, it seems our man Prince, who's very active indeed, is not. Let's go to Maigibi County and speak with our man Walcott Kiri. Let's find out what's going on with the Maigibians and Kakatonians this morning in Maigibi County. All right, Walcott Kiri from Maigibi County. So again, a lot of things to talk about. Yep. The Beach and Waterway project is a very significant part of our conversation this morning, and what makes it even more compelling is the fact that those who are involved in this project, or who were involved in this project, are people who are from slum communities, and it's very important. Let's go to our man Walcott Kiri. Walcott, good morning. It seems you are still in bed.
No, I'm not in bed. I wake up very soon this morning.
So where are you now?
Currently, I am touring various communities in Kakata City, Maigibi County, to see, because last night we experienced heavy downpour of rain, and as a result of the heavy downpour of rain, some properties got damaged.
Okay, so you are strolling around to see the impact of the downpour of rain on yesterday.
Exactly, my brother. Even this morning, we are experiencing similar thing also.
Now, Walcott, something tells me that you are a popular figure with your people in Maigibi County, because you seem to cut across.
Well, it is because of my proactiveness and flexibility, and as a human being, you always need to cater to humanity, and that is what ABC Radio, our county correspondent, is aiming at and is doing in Maigibi County.
Okay, that's good. Now, but Walker, tell us what is the major issue in Margibi County now? The trending news, as I would love to put it.
Well, the major issues is that Margibians, most of them are disenchanted with the way and manner the superintendent of the county is superintending the affairs of the county. Reason being, the county service center was out of current. Even as we speak onto press time, the superintendent office is without no current, no electricity, which is delaying government functions. You could not imagine, even if they want to like print some essential document, except they got to run to the various commercial outlets in the city, at least to get those jobs done. Whereas the machine that is providing current for both the superintendent office and that of the service center is in good use, but negligence on their part to provide fuel, gasoline for the machine to make it very more operational is something very difficult for them. So as we speak, the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, through its humanitarian gestures, at least to supporting the activities of the Liberian government, was able to put solar panel to the service center and leaving that of the superintendent office out, because they have gotten a lot of hints of them are not superintending the affairs of the county and even undermining government functions. So as we speak, the service center has a solar panel which is helping them in printing out and fast tracking some other essential document, like if you want your license and license plate, it will be done in the soonest possible time. Even if you want your marriage certificate, your birth certificate, even the Ministry of Commerce are also there. But that of the superintendent office, which is a very, very essential point in the county, especially Kakata, is without current. So the Margibians, most of them are describing the attitude of the office just like a ghost town, incomplete darkness, which is undermining government functions.
Now, what is the superintendent saying about the lack of electricity in his office?
Well, the man refused to speak to press as we squeezed him several times as to speaking to these issues. He could not speak to press because he knows that he has blundered, comparing himself the way he's superintending the county affairs, especially his office, and that of the superintendent of Grand Bassam, Honorable Janjek Bagbe, even the former superintendent that were in Margibi County, Honorable John Zubaboy, is also pissed off with the way Honorable Jerry Vandy is superintending the affairs of the county, especially the office. You could not imagine when Superintendent John Zubaboy was in office during Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf time. Strangers and even visitors, even development partners used to quench their thirst with cold, fresh drinking water from freezer that was placed in there. If you go in the superintendent office, nothing like that you can find. You yourself can come and do your independent survey and see.
Okay.
Even visitors are shying away from the office because, let alone the office doesn't have current. You can even speak about even having a water to quench your thirst.
So Walker,
even a soft drink.
Walker, is there not a supply of public power LEC at the superintendent's office?
The LEC is not forthcoming. It is fluctuating. Even that's another problem in Margibi County. LEC is not constant, it's not forthcoming here. And even the LEC people that spoke to the press says they are disenchanted with the way and manner the superintendent is proceeding, and they have even cut off their line. Reason being that they are not subscribing to the LEC issues in the county. So LEC is not forthcoming, it's not constant, and it's a challenge in Kakata City, Margibi County.
Okay, thank you so much, Walker Carrot. We have to leave it at that and get to the next county. Thank you. It was a pleasure having you on the line this morning. Let's go to Bond County right now and speak with our man, Nathan Colley in Bond County, Banga. Let's find out what's happening in Banga this morning on the program, The Morning Breeze on ABC Radio 105.1. Getting word from our correspondents across the country and knowing exactly what's obtaining in parts of other parts of Liberia this morning on the program, The Morning Breeze. All right, trying to establish contact with our man Nathan Colley. Nathan is on the line right now from Banga. Good morning, Nathan.
Good morning, General Manager, and good morning to your co-host, Nathan.
Okay, that's great. Good morning. Remember me laugh. Now, tell us, how is Banga City this morning?
Well, Banga is relatively calm, and thank God for the fine weather we have this morning. Everything is smoothly going on good this morning.
Okay, that's good. Now, what is the trending issue in Bond County?
Yeah, you may be aware the parliamentary voter registration process will officially start tomorrow, and in order to create more awareness for the process, the Federation of the Liberia Youth Bond chapter is expected to have a day-long awareness on tomorrow for first-time voters in the country, and according to the coordinator of the Bond Secretary, Mr. Ibrahim B. Cody, said the process is basically intended to provide knowledge or insightful information to mainly first-time voters, because you may be aware that the first-time voters are someone that come from the various high schools across the country. So it's important to provide additional information about the parliamentary voter registration, which is expected to kick off on tomorrow.
Now, how prepared is the NEC? I mean, from your own investigation to begin the process on tomorrow.
Well, some of the NEC workers they are being assigned to various working places across the country, according to Mr. Newland, and so everything is started just that they're waiting for the process to start tomorrow. As soon as the process starts, we'll be there and taking some notes on how the process will be like tomorrow.
Okay. Now, I mean, have you seen any kind of specific reactions from the people of Bond County regarding the kickstart of the process on tomorrow?
The only reaction we have on the radio, was the much of the issue of awareness or information have not been provided to citizens about the process, and they call NECs to do more, to create more radio jingles across the country in the major vernaculars like the Pedder, the Mandingo, the Basel, the Mano, and just like because more people are not having sufficient information about the parliamentary voter registration, because mind you, manager, and this is the first of it for Liberia to have parliamentary voter registration card, so people need to have a sufficient information how the process is going to be like.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Nathan. Again, it's good to have you on the program this morning.
Thank you, manager.
Okay. All right. The boy, manager, man. Let's go back. Let's go to Lofa County and speak with our man Samuel Bole from Lofa County. Hope we get Samuel this morning on the program. But he says all is now set for the start of the biometric voter registration exercise in Bond County. Workers have been deployed by the NEC, and citizens are also prepared. They've just expressed a reservation about the fact that there's not much of registration awareness been done in the county. And so we're trying to get our man Samuel Bole from Lofa County. Hope we get him this morning. If not, we'll fly straight to the southeastern part of Liberia this morning and speak with our man Frederick Coleman, and then we can get to Elijah Grendo from Sino County. But let's get to our man Samuel Bole this morning. Good morning, Samuel.
Yeah, good morning, and good morning to our entire listener.
How is Lofa County this morning?
Well, Lofa is okay, and everything is moving on gradually.
Okay, are you in Kolahu?
I'm currently in Vonjama.
Vonjama, my man, you can move from one place to another too. But that's great. Journalistically, you should be, moving around, not stagnant. But tell us what's going on in Kolahu this morning. Vonjama this morning.
Well, when it comes to the voting activities right now in Lofa, we spoke with the two magistrates, the upper and lower Lofa. According to them, the deployment will end today, and the deployment started Tuesday when it comes to the temporary staff on the biometric voter registration process. And according to them, the usually assigned area will be having to the person, the registrar, the clerk, and all of the technician. And also talking to the citizens, they are in Kiev now when it comes to the voting, the registration aspect. The majority of them, well, tomorrow they're going to turn out. Even like the voting aspect, because the voting is just a day. They are saying tomorrow they're going to turn out the same way as the voting time can be a day, because they want to show out that Lofa maintaining her population and not even maintaining her population. They are trying that by all costs for Lofa to be second to Moswaro County.
So how prepared are the people now to start the process in Lofa? I mean the citizens.
Yeah, well, the citizens are really prepared, and a bunch of citizens from Morovia coming in the city for German, and we try to coach some of them. They say, well, this is not the first of a camp. Normally, Lofa have been the place to make decision, because matter of fact, going to Moswaro County for schooling is not mean you are based in Moswaro, but matter of fact, Lofa remain their by county, and it deemed necessary to make opportunity of it. And also the calls of government officials, including some of the doctors from the government, including the Deputy Minister for Health, Minister Bafi Tuli, District Number 5 lawmaker, and also the aspirant for District Number 1, with Thomas Farah. You have the current Senator for Lofa County, Senator Councilor Joseph Patojara, and also CDC aspirants. All of them, including Chief Moses Wakori, visiting the Vera district. They started in Sarai, Sozo, yesterday throughout. We are in Bonjaman, and this morning we're trying, the group is getting prepared to hit Kulahun and get to Foya to see how they can continue the awareness when it comes to the voter exercise, the registration exercise. It's better to kick off tomorrow.
Okay, that's good. And have you seen the enthusiasm in Lofa in preparedness for this exercise?
Yeah, seriously, it is not easy task. They are really easy. As I said, any angle you pass, like we spoke with the Primary of Kulahun District, where he said all the towns and villages in Kulahun District, anybody fit to register seriously the township how to carry you to his court so that you can be able to pay a fine. And others are saying, matter of fact, they say, well, normally Nimba follow Moswaro, after Moswaro, Nimba follow next, but they are saying that Lofa is populated in Nimba. Matter of fact, they can't turn about this other issue. They're going to turn out and see how it can be second to Moswaro County. But the momentum is seriously Guinea when it comes to registration aspect.
That's good. Thank you so much, Samuel Bole. We wish you all the best on your travels across Lofa County.
All right, thank you, and I'm always available.
Okay, it's our man Samuel Bole from Lofa County there. Let's now run to Grand Crew quickly and speak with our man Frederick Coleman from Grand Crew. Frederick is from Grand Crew County, our Grand Crew County correspondent. And find out the vice president is still in the southeast, right? I'm sure she's still in the southeast. This time she's still in Sino County. But we have to be very sure of that. We have to verify that from our correspondent. All right. But she's still in the southeast, that I know. But let's get to our man Frederick Coleman now from Grand Crew County, Barkleyville. The home, the president home, man. All right. Yeah, who can see in Liberia? Sastan at home, yeah. Okay, let's go to Frederick Coleman in Grand Crew. Good morning, Frederick.
Good morning, Peter, and let me say good morning to the people of Liberia.
How is Grand Crew this? Just get away from your current location.
Yeah.
Okay. How is Grand Crew this morning?
Grand Crew is fine. This morning, everyone is doing well. We just woke up and we're trying to work on things.
Okay. What is the trending issue in Grand Crew this morning?
Well, for Grand Crew County now, the Senate Pro Tempore of the Liberia Senate, Albert Kubache, is expected to arrive in Grand Crew this week. He's coming, to talk to his people on why he should be re-elected and all of this. developmental achievements, all of those things he have done, the hospitals, the schools he has constructed, he's going to convince his people because now, the years are over and they are coming back to tell the people their reasons of being re-elected and all of that because in Grand Crew, thousands of citizens are complaining, about their leaders. They are not doing well. Some of them said they won't be re-elected because they have done nothing and nothing they can point out to show to say, oh yes, this person has been doing extremely well. So they are coming back to convince the people why they should be re-elected, and in fact, all of those things they have done and all of that. So the Senate Pro Tempore is expected to be in Grand Crew County this week, and
okay, and I guess also to do is biometric voter registration as well.
Yeah, okay, now the biometric voter registration, this is what I was coming to, the lawmakers in Grand Crew, like the Deputy Speaker, the Senate Pro Tempore, including the experience like Alfred Bohus contesting as representative for Grand Crew County District number 1, and other experience, she's a female, and she resides in Sweetie, but she's contesting in Grand Crew County too as representative for Grand Crew County District number 1. All of them, they will be here in this week. All of them will be here in this week to make use of the voter registration process because these are people that you set example. In no way that you'll be calling on the citizens to make use of the voters registration and then you yourself, you are not partaking. So now they are going to be here and they're going to get registered to encourage the people also to get registered because in Grand Crew now most of the citizens are refusing. They do not want to get registered, and in fact the youth, some of them are on the gold camps, they are mining and all of that, so they are calling on them because some of them are saying, oh, government is not doing well, so what's the essence of I participating in the voting process? But we all know it is a constitutional responsibility and in no way that you can go away from it because once you get registered and you obtain the voting card, meaning you stand chance to partake into the electoral process wherein you will elect or remove whosoever that is not working in your interest or that is not coming to your aid. So now they are encouraging the citizens to turn out in mass number and get registered in order to partake into the electoral process.
Okay, thank you so much, Frederick. It was nice having you on the program this morning.
It is my pleasure.
Okay, he's our man Frederick coming there from Grand Crew County. Let's run to Sino County where Elijah Grendel is. Elijah Grendel is in Sino County, Greenville City. Let's also find out what's going on there and whether the vice president is still in Sino County or she has gone to Maryland. Okay, so we're trying to get our men through. Kindly like and follow our page on social media, Facebook, ABC Radio 105.1 official, and also you can download the Radio King app and get us through this morning as well. Let's go to Nima County because it seems our man Prince is not ready yet. Let's get to Joseph Kakula and find out whether Joseph is prepped up this morning to speak with us on issues transpiring in Nimba County. If not, we come back to studio and of course begin our discussion this morning on the program The Morning Breeze. The morning breeze is actually blowing here in the studio, Dennis.
Sure.
I mean, we were born in the interior, but time you put the AC on her some kind of way, we can start trembling straight, you know. Yeah, I mean, from way inside Sano County, what do you know about AC? I mean, till you put it on her like that. Okay, so, but Dennis, we can get him through. Let's go strictly to our first talking point this morning.
Yes, before the first talking point, we from our correspondent, there was some key thing he mentioned concerning the awareness. Yes, the awareness of the biometric voter registration exercise. You know, during the first phase, it was something that we talked about here, the issue of awareness, and it was not much done in not Liberia, in the first six counties, you know. And now the second phase we begin to hear about the scene awareness issue. So meaning that NEC has not done much, and meaning that the same are complaints that we had in the first phase, will also be experiencing such, because if the people who are going to register do not have the needed, awareness, I don't know how they're going to go about that, Fidel.
I see. So again, like we've emphasized, we do not want to step on the NEC high, because we see this as a partnership thing. Even though I have expressed my own concern regarding the conduct of the NEC in terms of reaching out to media institutions and giving out contracts and what have you, we've not benefited from any. But that's no problem. But it's important that the NEC plays a role. Look, in any process, especially in a new process, you will experience some hitches. Now, what you can do is to learn from those hitches that you've experienced and build on them so that you do not experience a recurrence of that same situation. That is what the learning process is all about. So I thought that the NEC, considering the poor awareness that was done in the first 6 counties, would have, gone a step further, but engaging, especially in these hard to reach places, get these community groupings involved. All right. Get these civil society institutions in these counties involved with the awareness, because as we said, the community radio stations will do a great job, but they will not be as effective as these community-based organizations, because these organizations reside within these communities, and so they are able to get to individuals. They can get to a home easily. Some of those people who live in these hard to reach places, they do not have access to radio. They don't even think about listening to radio. But when you have town criers, you have these local leaders getting involved in the awareness process, it makes it easier for the NEC to get her messages across to the lowest ebb of the society, which I believe is the paramount reason why this exercise is even going on in the first place, because you want these people to have their say in a democratic process. So again, we are hoping it is not too late. You have a day to go. You can still communicate. Sometimes these kinds of things, using the Internal Affairs Ministry, because they have contacts with all of the local leaders across the country. Use these individuals to get to these local leaders so that your messages can go across the length and breadth of this country. Other than that, a lot of people will be disenfranchised. Sometimes not because the system is bad, but because they've not been adequately told about what they need to do during this process. So again, if the sole objective of the NEC is to ensure that all Liberians who are of voting age participate in the process, it means information must be shared with these people. You remember we had the situation where you and Henry Flomo went back and forth on the issue of awareness, and you said we got the announcement on the radio. Just announcement is not enough to pass information over. All right. So Denise, what I've observed is the fact that they decided to do the registration process in phases, and I think basically is because the National Elections Commission does not have money to do the process in a one phase segment. So those same equipment that were used in the first 6 counties are the same equipment that will be used in other parts of Liberia. I think it is a cost-saving move. Again, it points to how the cry from the National Elections Commission has been legitimate over the time. We've re-emphasized that the commission has to be supported, and out of the relevant ministries and agencies that are responsible for supporting the NEC have to make sure that the needed support is given the NEC, because again, we want to safeguard the process, because this is election. Once the right things are not done, the processes leading to the day itself, those processes are not exhausted adequately, it means the day will be flawed. And that is something we want to avoid, so that most Liberians, all Liberians who are of voting age, can have their say in a democratic process. Yes, so having said that, we go to the Bishop Waterway project, right, Denise? Again, when these things come up, we are always cognizant of the duty that we have to you, the public. And so we do our own investigation, bring out the information to you, and get in contact with relevant authorities who are concerned with those issues. In this case, the guy who has been leading this project is George Young. George Young is from the District 16N. He has been one of those who've been ahead of this project. And so after a bit of background investigation, we got in contact with him. And so we'll speak with him this morning on the program after all of the pieces of information we've gathered had been provided to the public. And we'll also endeavor to get in contact with the representatives of District number 16, District number 7, and District number 8, because those are counties, the districts that are concerned with this project, to get to know what their own take on this project is all about. But the Beach and Waterway project was initiated under the President Ellen Johnson-led government. Everything that the president does is more about gaining political leverage. And so during her administration, she realized that those who live in the slum communities, they were more tilted towards electing the opposition candidate, George Weah Den of the CDC. And so in her mind, she needed to have devised a strategy that would have ensured that she gained favor from those who live in slum communities. And in a far-sighted manner, she thought the best way to have done that was to recruit dwellers of slum communities, especially those who live by the seesaw, so to speak. They are recruited to be a part of a project that will ensure the cleaning of the beaches, especially in those same communities where they reside. And so that the government will have compensated them. And now, when you're doing small thing and the government are making you do small thing, obviously you want to support them. So that was the strategy she devised. So it actually meant that those who were part of this project were more or like seditious, predominantly seditious, because those were the communities that actually voted for George Weah in successive elections. So she wanted to have wooed them on her side, and so she initiated this project. The project began very on a good footing. She made it more or like a community initiative. So those who were in those communities took charge of the project. All right, to ensure that there's that self-belonging from the angle of those who were working on the project. So the project went on, but fast forward when President George Weah came in power, they thought that there was a need to streamline, because it was the government that was paying these people. They were being paid from the government's coffers. So they realized that there was a need for monitoring, so as to ensure that the project was not just left like that to those community leaders, because in Liberia, when people are spearheading things, sometimes they tend to abuse the process, especially when there's no monitoring and evaluation. So this government thought that there was a need to do monitoring and evaluation. So initially the project was under maritime. So realizing that it was a youth-driven project, it was gradually moved to the Ministry of Youth and Sports. And so the Ministry of Youth and Sports took charge of the project. Now, still with the thought that there was a need for those who resided in these communities to actually spearhead the implementation of the project. But as the project was ongoing, Denise, again, it is believed that there was some exploitation. That is, because there was no check and balance in the process, it is alleged that ghost names were placed on the project, thereby making government to pay in excess of what he was initially paying to these beach workers. So it became a burden for national government. And so as per our investigation, it was established that there was a need to institute measures that would have safeguarded the process. So because these names were added on, ghost names were allegedly placed on the list, the government decided that, look, we have to put a stop to the project to ensure that, there's check and balance so that the government does not get entangled into paying monies that were not duly accounted for. And so they put a halt to the project. But before they could put a halt to the project, the government was allegedly indebted to these people for 11 months.
Yeah.
11 months, I'm told. So the government said, look, we have $2 million, and what we have now as bill is in excess of $3 million. And we cannot take responsibility to pay this money because it was you who blotted in the list in the first place. Sorry. And so they decided to sign a memorandum of understanding with the Beach and Waterway Projects people. So the memorandum of understanding was allegedly signed, and enshrined in that memorandum of understanding was that a bulk payment of $2 million will have been made to these workers, and the workers will have determined how that money was divided amongst them, since in fact their bill was up to $3 million and the government could not afford the bill. And so the money was given to them, and then in bulk, that the 11 months that were owed will have been waived, and that if another project of that nature came about, those who were laid off or say were told to accept what was given to them will have been given preference in terms of recruitment. That was actually agreed with the workers, according to the information we've gathered. Now, after that process, those guys, they divided the money amongst themselves. And so the Ministry of Youth and Sport came up with another project called, I think, TISA or whatever, TCC was something.
TECM.
Yeah. Something
Temporary
like
Employment for Community Youth.
Good. Thank you, Dennis. They came up with that project. Now, they began the recruitment again. But they wanted to streamline, according to the information we obtained, they wanted to streamline the recruitment process so that they do not revert to the situation they had in the past. And so they decided to not to take holistically all of those who were involved in the project. So they decided to take from different communities, a certain number of people to get on this new project. So the lawmakers who are in these districts, District 7, 6, District 7, yes, 6 is involved as well. District 7, District 8, District 16, and District 6. They thought to have informed the president when he was on this district tour that, Mr. President, look, we have these beach and waterway people who we laid off in the past. Now we've begun a new, recruitment process. But this new recruitment process does not cover all of those who were laid off. Because as enshrined in our memorandum of understanding, those people should have been recruited as well. So, Mr. President, we are appealing to you to have most of these people incorporated. The president asked those lawmakers to liaise with the Minister of Finance to see how fundings can be made available to have all of them recruited. And so initially there was $1 million set aside for the project, for the initial recruitment that was done. So through the efforts of these lawmakers and the support of the Minister of Finance, they were able to raise additional 1.5 million. I'm not very sure of the figure, but 1.5 million, I think, around there, according to what our investigation has established. So that money was raised, and so they decided to do additional recruitment with those people. Now, what happened was that, why? Because the project is expected to begin on May 1st of this year, Dennis. But because, according to what we've established, these people who were not recruited, they decided to get on an impression spree. Okay, since we want the government to know that we working, let's do voluntary service. So they decided to begin voluntary service. And our information says without the acquiescence of the lawmakers or the Ministry of Finance, they decided to do the voluntary work. So after the period of time, after that voluntary work, they begin to agitate that, oh, you owe money for the work that we did, even though in their minds it was on the basis of voluntarism. And so the Ministry of Youth and Sports said, well, we already scratched out the project. As far as we are concerned, there are no, workers in this beach and waterway project, because in fact, we have nothing existing as such. So how can you be agitating now? So what we established from our investigation is this, Dennis, is that individuals who were working, spearheading the project, one of whom we will speak with this morning, George Young, they were taken away from the project as heads because of what the Ministry of Youth and Sports realized was the attitude of double dipping on the part of some of those workers and ghost names and what have you. So they said, look, we continue to experience these things. So what we can do, we need to take charge of the project as a ministry. So these individuals, we are not comfortable working with them because it is through their leadership that we've experienced all of what has happened over the time. So they were removed. So it is based, according to our information, based on the fact that these individuals were removed, and that individuals who quote unquote did this voluntarism are agitating for what they believe is money owed them by the government. They decided to stage the protest on yesterday. Now, according to the information we've obtained, they decided to stage the protest. They went to the president's residence in Cinco,
Yeah, Nav Street.
Nav Street. The president did not give them listening ear. He sent an emissary to inform them that they should go to the relevant authorities. Now, they said they were beaten by the police and driven from the president's residence, and so they decided to go to the U.S. Embassy to, you got to lay complaint to Big Brother, to go lay complaint to our Big Brother. And so it was there they made the statement that the government is indebted to them. So that is the information we've established so far. Now, so as to make sure that the information we got, we are able to balance whatever it is, we'll endeavor to get in contact with at least, 2 or 3 of the representatives involved, and also get in contact with George Young, to establish the veracity of the information we've obtained so far, so as to balance, whatever that's going on right now, Dennis.
Yes, indeed, Fidel, and you said it right. In as much we have to, hear from those who are concerned with this whole issue. They have to speak for themselves.
Yeah.
But like you said, people volunteering, and that's one issue, I cut from the entire stuff. Because these are people that were working, right? And if the project was renamed and redesigned to ensure it benefits those who are working, then there were people, if there were people after the project was redesigned and they decided to volunteer, there are those who supervise the entire thing, like the Ministry of Youth and Sports. You saw those people volunteering. What was the agreement, that those people will be doing it? Because sometimes someone might volunteer. It is not that if you will pay perhaps your staff $100 and the person say I'm volunteering, maybe you say, okay, the way you volunteering like this will give you $20. So voluntary issue, it comes with lay compensation. Perhaps there was some agreement with that. So you see a huge number of people volunteering on a daily basis, and you are not concerned that those people, it reach a certain point, they will come to you and tell you that, we need cold water, or maybe we need transportation, or we need money to buy a broom. So all of that, or we need money to buy those tools that we are using. So there's more to that, and it is important that those who are in charge of issues should know how to go about those things, so that it cannot bring about too many noise whenever these things are done. And you gave a scenario like from the onset, because the former president knew that those people within the slum communities or those areas were actually admirers of the president now, and perhaps in a political stand, she decided to give them job in disguise as giving them job, but to get their own support. So it shows a picture that those who were supporting oppressing and someone wanted to get their side, gave them that job, and now the person who they were supporting comes to power and then cannot maintain that for which they were employed for, to have them getting their support. So if that was the reason, then the person now the president who for which Manasseh Leaf did it to grab those people's support, now he's in control. He needs to ensure that he also maintains these people, you know, maintain them and ensure that the rightful thing are done. It's not that because someone loves you, they like you, so if you're not taking care of them, that person will leave you. They will get frustrated and say, oh, this person I'm killing myself for, you know, they are not showing me concern, so there's no need I continue. So have we got in contact with them?
So who do we get first? The representatives or
no, Young?
Okay, yes. Let's get to Young first.
Let's get to Young and then
in Fana.
If he explains his side, then we can, you know, get to
the representatives.
Yes.
Okay, so let's establish contact with George Young this morning on the program The Morning Breeze on ABC Radio 105.1, and our discussion this morning surrounds the beach and waterway workers. Okay, let's get to George Young. George Young used to be one of the heads of the beach and waterway project. Good morning, Judge.
Yeah, good morning, City.
Now, tell us, what was the reason behind your protest on yesterday?
To have an audience with the president.
Okay, and what's the intent of that audience?
The audience is to give him the rightful information about what I've been hearing from him.
Okay, so what is the rightful information?
The rightful information is that the document Honorable Soka Wilson is giving the president an MOU. It's a fake MOU that he himself created.
Oh, so
the agreement. And the second issue is that in that agreement, they was there to incorporate all those people for the sake of peace when government was challenged during the viral time that waived their 11 months to incorporate them in a new project. Government did everything, and Soka Wilson refused to give the people the job.
Okay, but now you just indicated to me that the MOU is fake. So which one you talking about where it was agreed that all those who work on the project should be incorporated?
Even in both MOU is there. The one he changed is also there. The real one is also there.
So can you explain to us what the MOU says? Let's get a picture.
You have the MOU with you?
No, I don't. You want to send it to me?
Okay, then.
Okay, no, but let's go ahead. Let's continue with the conversation.
Okay.
Just do a summary of what this.
That's what the MOU said. I'm far from able, I can still memorize.
Yeah, go ahead.
In count 3, they said, honor this agreement. The both party agreed, and the service provider appealed that all authorized worker and unauthorized worker that waive their wages for the sake of peace and love for the country, they should be considered in the new projects to come. You got me?
Yeah.
So government fulfilled all the promise made. They gave the 2 million that was taken out of the 8 million, and they brought a job. The frustrating aspect of it is that the coastal sanitation we all discussed about to Fanas and to Jefferson Koshi Place was placed in the budget. Government never treated the people. When the coastal sanitation came in the national budget, the minister told us that there is nothing in the budget called coastal sanitation. Only to go check one day, I went to the Ministry of Youth and Sport. While they were preparing the document, then I saw coastal sanitation /TESI. And I begin to raise. I said, but that was not what we discussed. What did you replace TESI in handling this information from the people? There is a criminal act. It's not a correct thing to do. We have an agreement, and you, the honorable man, that Mr. Sedi, I will give you 10 back arrest. But you go to work, I told you that Mr. Sedi, the 10 back arrest have not come, that only shooter come. So you treat our people right there.
So no, let's establish something first, Young. So you are arguing that because what's the name of the initial project? I mean,
TECM or TCM.
Yeah, TCM was not enshrined in the budget, but instead
it's not in the budget. There is nowhere you can find it in the national budget.
But coastal sanitation is there, right?
Coastal sanitation is there. What we discuss on. When our serious countries, look, I would say that are being in jail.
No. So
in a serious country.
So listen, I'm trying to establish something. The conversation you had with them was on the basis of what you will get as compensation, right? And
it was not a compensation. The agreement was entered into. The people waived their money.
No, I'm done with that conversation. I mean the new project now. Now you.
Yeah, the new project is what we call it, Zoka. We have to go by the MOU. Get the job, incorporate the former beach and waterway workers on the project. He said no. You get Desensible 600 and 80 you get some more jobs 600. And they start to recruit their people. The people Desensible brought to register in the district. They gave them a job and left out those who work their labor. You see the logic?
So are you saying to me, George, that those who were told to be on the standby, that the project initially had been squashed off, who have been recruited as per the MOU, have been left out of the entire recruitment process?
They left out of the entire recruitment process. Follow Zoka Wilson press release. He said government have paid the beach and waterway. That was another contradiction. Government have not paid the beach and waterway fully. It was a negotiation agreement.
So
we
Josh,
accepted what they
go ahead.
We accepted what they gave us. And they promised another job. There are two things they promised. They gave one and the other one left out. And in the binding effect of the MOU, said that if all those things are not followed, the service provider won't have the right. Meaning that whole MOU go. So we said that so long as Zoka Wilson, there are more money in the budget that the president put there. He refusing to give our people the job back. Let government give our 11 more back.
So okay, then this one
coming. 6 million. You getting it? Okay. So you enter into arrangement to your Mr. City. When you make me to go on your radio, I will give you one Android phone. You take me there, and I didn't give you the Android phone. What will you do?
But now let's establish. So you are not agitating for the voluntary job you did for the 11 months.
No, that's a fake thing they do. Let me give you the whole story beyond this. You know the guys are crafted. They're smart in what they do to collapse the mind of the president. Here's what they did. When we were advocating for our people to follow the MOU, Summer Josh and Desensible, they recruit sedition, which they say they are the original sedition have been voting for President we are. They recruit 6,000 persons in District 7. The 6,000 persons they recruit in District 7, they say they are testing workers. They just talk to people to the ministry, fish and waterway people. We've been doing volunteer work. All our people know that it's volunteer work. We're only waiting for the project to start, to incorporate our people.
So you had absolutely no issue with government for the...
We have no issue with a real issue with volunteer service. No one sent out on a fee. It was not the Ministry of Youth and Sport. It was not the president. We, the leadership, talked to our people that so long we met the president to St. Paul Bridge Tower and on Dequesty, and there's some green light. Let's take the initiative to encourage them also. Let's be doing the work. The way the errors are part of that, how we started the work.
So now let's get a bit of clarity, George. It is alleged that you and other leaders of the project actually blotted the list of individuals with ghost names and also people who were involved into double dipping.
Thank you very much. That is a good question. The first issue here is, as you can remember, I was suspended about a year back. Hello?
Yeah, you live. Go ahead.
On that issue, the Minister of Youth and Sport told the public in a press briefing that we created 9 ghost communities. We went through investigation, asking for the copy of that investigation. If you authorize it, that the copy you hold on to, then I will give you what I have here. But when the minister released that copy, that funding to you, I will give you $200 US.
The make me go run behind the minister now.
They call me back. Say, what's the report Young gave you? Take it for him. When he gave you that report,
what does the report say? What does the report say?
No, Bolore, which is the CDC leadership that year, they wrote without allegation. And I respond to it. They wrote 4 pages letter, and I respond to it with 8 pages letter. After they received that 8-page letter, they just called me and said, drop everything, come to work. The house started work.
So now we've been told that the new project, you and others who served on the old project as leaders have been removed. Can you confirm that?
Yeah, that's what going on. We have been removed and be replaced with party leaders. We are looking at the MOU that we waive our money.
But Judge, you've been leader of the group even without being a sedition. Why do you think they will remove you on the basis of partisanship?
That have been, even apart from partisanship, there have been a long-awaiting plan. You can remember some years back, Jason Sibo said, this me from the back, I will also do the same to them. And Young and Woto will not stay on the project. Then last month, Honorable Samuel George or Oscar say Young is aggressive. The person are quick on writing, and we're not him on our project. We're moving.
Could the action of your removal be the reason behind this agitation that you undertaking now?
No. I've been advocating for the sake of the common people. Even as I speak to you now, if they follow the MOU and they take the 4,000 plus person and they say Young and Woto, they are not Liberian citizens, so they should not work, I'll be okay. But we cannot permit them to treat the common people the way they're treating them.
Now
I speak to you, take my word. If Zoka Wilson say, okay, all the people you're talking about, I will put them back on the project. And you, I will not pull you back. I will not have no issue. Call me, I will give you the list of the people as we go through the MOU. I did the payment. It is also alleged
that there are individuals on the project that were included. In fact, they believe that the community, the districts that are involved, the numbers you've given is too huge for those communities that are involved.
If people are serious, Mr. City, you gave me a communication which is not okay with you. You have to call me on the table. Why you do this is what we have. So those things they gave me is fake something. Come on the table. You want to call the press, let the press be there. Young, why you gave all this? They are very payroll, all payroll have been kept in finance ministry. So now there we have copies to those things. And what we're paying. So they will keep giving wrong information. You gave me blue phone. It's supposed to be red phone. You have to call my man. You're supposed to give me red phone. Why you give me this?
So, but Young, another allegation, there are a series of allegations against you. Another allegation is that you are working in concert with a few hand of people from the Ministry of Finance in order to execute what they believe is the continuous blotting of the payroll with ghost names.
The Ministry of Finance, that is also a fake news.
You not get nobody in Ministry of Finance you working with to aid you in collecting the monies that is given to ghost names?
The first thing there is asking how the payment is done.
How is it done?
Okay, the payment of Beach and Water with the Ministry of Youth and Sport, all the ministers are responsible for that. We sign the voucher, the money will go. The Ministry Finance Department will bring the money and they will use the payroll to pay Beach and Water with workers.
And they say that the play you can connect with the people.
I have no connection with them. They give a raw check to the ministry in the ministry account. So how the check the Ministry of Finance gave to the Ministry of Youth and Sport, that the minister sign and pour in a ministry account, how will you go for the money?
No, they say when they can't pay the people, you can connect with the people that can't pay for you to take the one for the people who not existing.
Then would they have to arrest their people? We're doing the payment. They give authority to do the payment, to our workers to kidnap a common man called Young to go take the people money. So that's a corruption also. So you know all those things. And you said that it's foreign the government. Why should you do that?
Okay, no,
you know
so that's what our
money.
investigation has established. Now we need to hear from Dixon Sibo. So, Dennis, I don't know whether you have question for Young. If not,
the issue. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead, Young.
The issue is let me say this. Honorable Sibo is a smart man. You should always not permit people to use you. You know nothing about Beach and Waterway. If you want to be in sympathy with Zoka Wilson, tell Zoka Wilson and what you started with. But because you want to please Marcus Capper and the people, the party people, you are damaging yourself. What did you know about Beach and Waterway? You have any information on Beach and Waterway? Call the people that know about Beach and Waterway, gentlemen. How this is looking at this. But yes, you keep damaging yourself. Look at the press release. Look at all those things. You have 1,155 persons working in Middletown. So can Wilson give 680 persons to recruit out of those people. How the other people will feel about you?
Okay, all right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Josh, if there's a need to get in contact with you, we'll do that again. Thank you so much.
No, it will be necessary for you to do that. When you talk to him, he tell you another one. You call me, you ask me, and if you want him to be in a studio with you and invite me, I will be there. Let him ask you that I'll bring photos or documents to prove him wrong.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Josh Young is the former leader of the he's former leader and they remove him. Let's see whether we can get Honorable Dixon Sibo and also establish contact with Honorable Solomon George, Representative Samuel Enders, and all of those who are involved in this Beach and Waterway project. Okay, so I'm trying to get to Honorable Dixon Sibo. His number is busy. Let me see if I can get to Representative Solomon George as well. He's been accused as one of those lawmakers who've been given names, all right, to form part of the Beach and Waterway project. This is ABC Radio 105.1 and this is the Morning Breeze on ABC Radio 105.1, and our conversation this morning surrounds the Beach and Waterway project that was since scratched up, but there are individuals who were involved with the project who are agitating that there is a need to include everyone who was on the project as per the MOU. And so there is a need to speak with Representative Solomon George as well. Representative Solomon George, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
This is Fidel Sedi from ABC Radio.
Fidel, how can you put me live without discussing this with me? But let us go on. What are you saying? What do you want to say? What question you have for me?
Hey, Representative George, good morning. Sorry for taking you unaware, but this has to do with the ongoing agitation from those who are believed to be workers of the Beach and Waterway project. First of all, you've been accused as being one of those who've been given a list of a cart of 600 persons to submit to the Beach and Waterway project, or the new project that has been initiated by the Ministry of Youth and Sports.
Well, the information is true and not true. Because of the lack of understanding. We had earlier, before the last year, the 2021 budget, what was termed the Beach and Waterway project. But because of the criminality that was involved, the ministry decided to change the entire system, the Ministry of Youth and Sport and the Finance Ministry. Say, look, what is happening here is causing confusion. We will go and change it to TECY, T-E-C-Y, I think Technical Empowerment for Community Youth. All right. That was done last year. The acronym Beach and Waterway has been squashed or rendered obsolete. So if it is rendered obsolete, it is no more. We have now the TECY program. When this TECY program came on, the entire West Point got only 109 persons from there, which half of the 109 were not from West Point. They were from like how you call it, District 14 and other, landlocked areas that are now sea or coastal areas. All right. So we talked about it and asked the ministry to see reason to get back all the old workers, which were the amount of from West Point 1,000 something, from Yukutown 1,000 something, meaning it will be about 2,000, 3,000 for the two districts. But then the ministry went through its administrative system, and this year, after last year, now this year, 5 other coastal counties have been added to it. So if 5 other counties have been added to it, you cannot get 1,000 again. You alone can eat all. The money that is available right now is available for about 3,000, maybe 4,000 persons. So they've given us 625, give them 610, including what you had last year. All I can say to them is that there is misunderstanding going on because there are some bad guys that are misinforming them. But I would like to appeal to them to understand that this thing is not only for Montserrado County. The other counties are saying, why should Montserrado alone benefit? Our people must benefit too. So the ministry now has added 5 more counties, like I said. So our people should understand that Liberia is not only Montserrado County. Other counties have been added, and we must understand that the amount we are targeting cannot be paid. If you put 1,000 persons for West Point, 1,000 for Yukutown, we will not take pay.
So they sorry for interrupting you, but they are saying that as per the MOU, those who were laid off in the beach and waterway project should have been, all of them should have been incorporated in the new project as per the MOU.
Please ask them to show this MOU. Let them show you the MOU, you read the MOU and have an understanding of what is happening. But listen to this. We do an MOU with ArcelorMittal. And ArcelorMittal, we coerce them to give us 2 billion. ArcelorMittal say, I can't give you 2 billion. I can only give you 1.2 billion. And we coerce, when I say we, the Liberian government, we coerce them, they give us 2 billion. At the end of the budget year, we have what you call budget what? Shortfall. We don't want a budget shortfall with the TSC program. So we are asking our people that everybody cannot form a part of that system. They must hold on. Little by little, government will find money and do additional funding, and then we can absorb little by little more personnel.
Okay. Thank you so much, Honorable Solomon George. Do you have a question for me, Dennis?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, you
Representative George, Young made a statement that there was an agreement that...
Who is Young?
Young is one of the leaders of the...
Young.
Yeah, George Young.
George Young.
What did he say?
So he said there was an agreement before the waiver of their debt that if the new contract is signed, they will be incorporated within this new agreement, meaning those who decided to waive their arrears or past pay by the government. And now with this new agreement, you people, put them aside and brought in another people to form part of the project.
Listen to me, madam. I just give you a scenario between the ArcelorMittal company and the Liberian government. But let's go back to this MOU you are speaking about, or they are speaking about. Have you that are discussing this MOU, have you read this MOU in-depthly for its understanding, for an in-depth understanding? There's a part of the Bible that reads like this. Wisdom is the principal thing, so get wisdom. But in all you're getting, get understanding. So please take the MOU, read it. You ask Young will tell you that Solomon George has been discussing with him personally. I discussed with Young, and listen to me. I saw a video yesterday. Young grabbed the mic my people, the Minister of Youth and Sports say that you people who are moving from the system are opposition. So Cummings is coming to visit you tomorrow. Who is Cummings? They can't threaten us. At that stage, election stage, nobody can threaten us. So his threats are wasting water on Dog Park.
Okay.
So, Representative George, you have read the MOU and you are part of this MOU. Can you speak to what he said?
I am telling you that I have given you a scenario. So you go, you that is fighting for them, I'm fighting for them. The Ministry of Youth and Sport, the Minister of Education have been fighting for them. But I'm not going to fight a lazy fight. Understanding 5 other counties outside of Monserrado have been added to this little money we have. Because of that expansion, we cannot get 2,000 from West Point and Nukutown.
Okay, so in essence, you are saying they should accept what it is now. The government has to make a decision that.
What you have, sir, you have to accept is what the government has.
So have you taken 50% of those who worked before from their group to incorporate them in the new project?
Let me tell you something. We have a system set.
Mm-hmm.
The system on the ground, we are working with that system to incorporate some of them. But I can tell you something. I can tell anybody something. I can say it on behalf of my office. Maybe not the president's office. But nobody is going to use threat to threaten us. We will not vote. We will not do this. We will not. When the government does not have money, the government does not have the money. They must stop being rude to authority. They must stop being challenging to authority with rudeness. Let me tell you something. It was preached all through this Lenten season, this Easter season, that youth violence has increased around the world threefold. And guess what? If these people try to threaten us, we will repel their threats. You ask Young will tell you, let Young call you and tell you that I have not been discussing with him secretly. I've been discussing with him, advising him. But if you will go in the streets, take people to the president's house to disturb, and you think that you will threaten us, forget it. We have a system, we will work with the system.
Thank you so much, Representative Solomon Judge. Let's get in contact with your colleague, Honorable Dixon Sibo. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. He's Representative Solomon Judge, and this is taking the tools, and we were giving significance to this because we believe at this stage now, Denise, we do not want to hear these back and forths with people who are involved.
The vision water wasting has been forever.
Yeah,
every time protest.
There's always been some kind of noise around it. Okay, Honorable Dixon Sibo's phone is still busy. Akaros Grace District is part of the project, I'm sure. Let me see. Let me get to Representative Sambia Enders. Of course, no. Okay, but let's. I think Young wanted to respond. It seems like Solomon George is representing all of those districts that are involved with this thing.
Go to the line.
So let's get George's response, and then we'll go to the lines, Dennis.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get George respond on, and I guess he listened to Representative Solomon George. Let's get his response and then go to the phone lines. We decided to expand on this because it has to be resolved in the quickest. Judge. Good morning. I guess you listened to Representative Solomon Judge.
Yeah, I'll follow him. You know, the issue is Honorable George is asking you for the MOU. He asking you, a lawmaker for his own people, asking you for the MOU.
Yeah, maybe he wants to confirm whether I've read the MOU.
Okay. When you ask him, what did he tell you? Whether he have it? Did he tell you anything?
Go ahead.
Okay. Let me say this to Honorable George. Fish and water, we have never received 5 million from Manaselita. Only 1 million we been operating with to pay those people. Receive 5 million. Your children are been eating 1 cup of rice. Now you receive 20 cup. You say the 20 cup cannot feed the 5 children that live with you that have been eating 2 cup of rice.
But the number of persons that were on the list during the tenure of President Sirleaf, is that the same number of persons we have now?
Yeah, it's the same number, except the unauthorized, they themselves brought by the ministry and party officials brought. If they move there, the number will be costing. The authority is in their hand to say there is a number we're taking. How did you do that? You call the Bishop Waterway leadership and tell them that, gentlemen, this money is not enough, so we will not incorporate all those people who want this number. It's you, Solomon George, and they will give those numbers to go to parties office that was not part of those who waste their money.
Okay.
You using authority. Listen to him carefully.
So, but
follow him. They are resolved. They are resolved. That's the authority, the power. You know, when someone is going, when you are going out, you get frustrated and you apply the frustration.
When you say going out, what do you mean?
What I mean there is he is not standing a good chance in the district. So, based on that frustration, he will exercise that on the people.
So, are you alluding to the fact that Representative George is saying you are threatening them and you you using others as well?
Why should I threat people that are in authority?
You just made a statement.
Yeah. Yeah, which statement?
That he's frustrated because he's going out.
That's what I mean. It's not a threat to tell someone that you're not going to go on the radio today. Is that a threat?
Okay, so is it true? Is it
today? I will kill you. Then it's a threat.
So have you told the supporters when you were out there that Alexander Cummings is going to the district to visit them?
Carefully, what I told the people is I was over there yesterday. You know, many Liberian citizens follow the news. You know, that's the wisdom that people have to build in their mind. Alexander Cummings is a Liberian citizen. So when I received the call that, Alexander Cummings want to come to talk to the Bishop Waterway people, when are you there? Will you stop him?
But did you have to publicly announce it while you are agitating against a system?
Okay. For some people, they have that kind of hypocritical behavior within them. But for young, ask anyone, it's not how young is maker.
Okay.
When I receive something, I announce it to those I follow to make their decision.
Okay.
You get me? So when I receive the call, I announce it to the follower that I just received a call. Alexander Cummings say, you want to come on the beach, what do you view? Many people say, you will not come there. You get me? It's not only I alone make decision for Bishop Waterway.
Okay, young.
You get me? I even make call to Emmanuel Johnson, who happens not supporting us, and ask for a view. And asking her, can you people come on the beach?
Okay, young, we have to leave it at that. Let's take our break. When we come back, we take calls on this issue and maybe get back to you if there are issues arising from our conversation. Okay, so he's Josh Young. Earlier we spoke to Representative Solomon George. Let's take our break right now this morning. Let's take our break on the program. When we come back, of course, we'll open the telephone lines. Let's hear you this morning on this trending issue, which is an issue of concern this morning. This is the Morning Breeze on ABC Radio 105.1.
To get the bricks you use to build your house. See how strong the bricks are.
I got them from Rovia Bricks. Do not tell me you have not heard about Rovia Bricks.
You mean they are located in Liberia?
Yes, Angie. Rovia Bricks is a division of Rovia Logistics Incorporated, and they offer a variety of concrete products for all your construction needs. They have 6, 7, 8, and 4 inches blocks. That's not all.
Tell me more.
Rovia Bricks have pockets for roads and wells, cornerstones, Colombo blocks, yard tiles, sand, made smooth, rough and mixed. They even have red dyes for land filling and crash blocks of all sizes.
How can I get to them?
You can locate Rovia Bricks right at the corner of McDonough and Carey Streets on the Kakata Highway, Copper Farm area in Fendel, around the University of Liberia campus, or locate our head office on Randall Street. Call Rovia Bricks on 0777 874 231 or 0888 726 172. Email them on rovialib@gmail.com. Better still, WhatsApp them on 0777-874-231 or Facebook Rovia Logistics Incorporated.
I'm calling them right now for that man's swampy land. No time to waste.
My ticket is there.
Bank here with me as soon as you tell. They pour out your phone.
Rovia. Yes, Rovia Logistics is back. Have you been looking for a one-stop shop to rent and hire machineries of all types? Look no further. Rovia Logistics Incorporated is the answer. Rovia Logistics has a wide range of machines like dump trucks to haul your sand, red dye, crush rocks, and border rocks.
As for your construction needs, do not worry. Rovia Logistics have all sizes of yellow machines to meet your desire. They have machines like bulldozers, compactors, excavators, forest machines, backhoes, and many more.
The interesting part is you get to hire them hourly, daily, or monthly. And that's not all. They also rent pickups of all types like Toyota Tacoma, Nissan Frontiers, Ford F-250, and they are equipped with all-wheel drive options for bad road conditions. Locate Rovia Logistics Incorporated right at the corner of McDonough and Carey Streets on the Kakata Highway, Copper Farm area in Fendel, around the University of Liberia campus, or locate our head office on Randa Street.
Contact Rovia Logistics on cell numbers 0777-874-231 or 0888-726-172. You can also email them on rovialid@gmail.com.
Better still WhatsApp Rovia Logistics on 0777-874-231 or message them on Facebook Rovia Logistics Incorporated. Rush now for quality services at affordable prices.
Together we can make it, and a 100% Liberian-owned company with over 20 years of experience is the name that stands tall in the microfinance, construction, and general services industry. As Bokonjira Group of Companies, proud of character, integrity, honesty, confidentiality, and creditworthiness. Approved institutions or entities under the microfinance service include House of Representatives, Liberian Senate, General Services Agency, National Intelligence Unit, and General Auditing Commission. Others include Governance Commission, Cooperative Development Agency, Ministry of Gender, Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, National Public Health Institute of Liberia, National Post Authority, Group of 77, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Our construction services include the construction of residential and commercial buildings, while the general services include apartment renter, apartment for lease, furnished apartments for short stay, general printing services, and a yard with swimming pool to host events. Bokonjira Group of Companies is located on Capitol Hill in Monrovia. For more information, call us on cell numbers 0770-520-958 or 0777-017-603 or better still 0886-622-559 or email us at bokonjiragroup@gmail.com.
trendybeats.com.
Okay, welcome back to the program this morning, the Morning Breeze on ABC Radio 105.1, and we on the Beach and Waterway Project. Or people who I mean, the project is squashed off, right? Mm-hmm. And so we're discussing issues surrounding the Beach and Waterway Project.
Yeah.
And individuals who are affected. We've spoken with George Young. We've also spoken with our Representative Solomon George. Of course, we could not get Honorable Dixon Sibo. And so we go to the phone lines now on 0555 105 100 0777 105 100 this morning, and let's hear you. If you are a part of the project and maybe your name was removed, or you think there is some kind of inefficiency in the implementation of the project, or you've noticed didibali in the implementation of the project, obviously put your call through them. Good morning.
Good morning, Fidel.
Good morning, my brother.
To our sister, Denise.
Mm-hmm.
David Harris, our call from Benson Street this morning.
Let's hear you, David.
Our government is not treating our people well. This program, I've been following the program forever. I think Matthias Labindi of the Sky is one of the journalists that know about the program as well. I think you have to contact him. Fidel, national government were owning the beach and waterways workers 17 months. And because they feel that they never have money at the time, they appeal to those guys to waive their money that they work for their just benefit, their high-end labor that they labor for. They ask those guys to waive $6 million so they can be paid only $2 million. So that tomorrow, when they establish another program, they will bring the guy back into the program. It was the reason why the guy decided to accept it and sign an MOU. But I mean, Fidel, I think Representative George, not being sincere to the disco. Those guys, they can't have their listing. They decide to send their listing to the new program, Tessie. That's the reason why they're treating those guys in a form and manner. I think it is wrong in our country to have people that work over the years for over 17 months, and then you decide to ask them to waive their rent because of certain reason and you're coming back to have that. I think it is wrong.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Let's be snappy. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. This is Emmanuel Richardson. I'm joining the conversation from Upper Caldwell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so our friends from the water and beach way. Now, if they are protesting because they are claiming that the name is not on the list, then I would say they are being unfair to the government because I was in a meeting, the very meeting they had at the few days yesterday, the minister was clear that all those that were part of the water and beach way, all of them will work on taxi and the work will start next month the first. The minister was clear that all of them maybe, I don't know, because some of them said that they volunteer work and they not if that the volunteer work issue the protesting for them.
No, according to Young, that is not why they are protesting. They are protesting because some of their colleagues' names were removed from the list submitted by the Ministry of Youth and Sports.
And that, I was in a meeting that day.
But he said it. He did not do it. So there's a difference between saying something and not doing something.
The reason why when you lead up for a group, you should hold now. It was announced. Okay, before next month, the friend, everybody going by SKG to go and verify the final listing if the name on it or not. Because right now, even everybody that attend a meeting, including myself, I'm not even too sure that I will wait until I have to go back.
Did you listen to Representative Solomon Josh? Did you listen to the scenario he placed?
But for me, I was in a meeting. Honorable Solomon Josh was not in a meeting. They didn't see what was there. Honorable Gray was there. Honorable George was not in the meeting.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, my brother. Let's take another person. Good morning.
Good morning, Fidel.
Good morning, my brother.
Good morning, dear co-host. This is the voice of Sego Abraham Cisse. That is because Hodge, and I join you from my 6th Street resident.
Let's hear you, my brother.
Fidel, I listened to Honorable Solomon George, and let me just come in with my view. For me, I think a little bit disappointed. The reason when you have a lawmaker or you have people in the country where they think that the loyalty belongs to a single person, then the people they represent. That's where Honorable Solomon George has proven himself this morning. You have, according to Honorable Solomon George, before you have over 1,200 people working for water will, right? If for any reason the government have come up to downside a lot of youth, because all of the project is for the youth. So you're talking about between the age of 18 to 35, people who don't have job. And today they have gotten down to 600. And your argument is for the government and not putting the government feet to the fire to know why you think that the people were 1,002 and you are driving to 600. How can we put the people back into work, or what can we do to get all the people working? What I would do, or situation of salary to include everybody, I need to have something to do. You're talking about 6 months prior to election, and you have over 2,000 human beings down. I cannot see the families, young people who are frustrated. And you're talking about you are going to election and you have the confidence that you're going to win one round. I just laugh, Fidel.
I just laugh. I like the closing. And this is a serious point raised, Dennis. So you made an agreement with somebody. The MOU is an agreement, memorandum of understanding.
Of course.
You signed that memorandum of understanding and gave them the impression that you have recruited all of them on the new project. Now, if there are budgetary constraints and you cannot recruit them, then you should be able to communicate with them. But to, outrightly, make it look like their points invalid, that's a problem. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Thank you very much. Let me say good morning to you. There are certain people that are overcome and along with your brilliant colleague, Dennis Lexing. And for the recognition,
Poker Roberts.
Poker, go ahead.
And not only for my comfortable resident when it comes to purpose. Well, I like the way you and I don't know the issue, and you are very patriotic, but not sympathetic. So I will be very emphatically about it.
Poker, go ahead.
Go ahead, Poker.
The issue is that your cost is fair freedom. It's not about because we are with government, but if any individual of the state that is intimidated, the state is intimidated. Seriously speaking, the state is intimidated. That quality of freedom and listen to the mothers, the voice of the mothers and ancestors and all of the people that were one for the. And they were not saying that they are cutting any harm for the government. No. What I said for them is we want for the government to live, to listen with the MOU, to go back the because of the MOU, we waste our benefit in the past. Yeah, they said it. Some of the MOU, we sign our bigger bills, and we allow our government to proceed. Today, because you are working in the interest of the people. You're not working in the interest of or one lawmaker that has feel it this way. So speaking, you're not working in the interest of one lawmaker that has feel this way. So the interest of the people should have been your first priority. So I'm telling you, if the people are saying that the MOU that stands between you and them is we will work the money and when the job come back, all of these people will be part of the job.
Thank you, Poker Robert. And again, the conversation continue to expand by itself, right? You've signed an MOU with a group of people, over 1,000 persons, and now you come back and you say you can only get 600, regardless of the budgetary constraints. You know what it is to take bread from people's mouth. Now you feel comfortable doing it at a period when you are almost at the verge of going to the polls, and you think these people will not feel agitated and galvanize support against you, and you feel injured by the fact that they say, oh, Cummings coming to Nikutan. Look, whatever they can do to appease themselves at this stage is exactly what they will do, because the reality is it is a harsh thing to do, to take breath from their mouth, especially so when these same people say, okay, we are expecting them to pour on a new project, so you know what, we might not leave a beach like that, let's be working and and cleaning the place while we're waiting for the project to start. That was the impression they had. Their hopes were very high. Now you've dashed their hope, and you think they will say that supinely and allow you to flow. That's not the way to go, Dennis. That's not it.
And that's not the way to go, like you said it. And we are talking about the election in October. Just 6 months to the election. At this time, there shouldn't be these kind of issues coming up. There should be way in which people can work along this thing. Although Representative George said they won't sit for people to intimidate them because it's election, but equally so, you have to work with your people because you need their support and you have obligation to the country.
Yeah. So I don't know, but again, they know what they're doing. But for me, this is the wrong move on the part of government. It does not serve any good purpose, and it's against the interests of these individuals who sacrificed a good amount of time to stay on and say we wave it. Let it go. I mean, this is just sad. Let's take Fabian. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is Fabian Do from every single. Yeah, let me just thank you for the talking point. I listened to those people yesterday, and the lady that was speaking, very still from her voice. And here's the issue. I think if the sign MOU and you have over 1,000 persons, I think what they should have done is, for example, if people are making $100, for example, think that they are much, you could even beg them just with their 50 and get
to spread it around.
Almost take all of them, but if you cut that number down, the 12 was straight there, and then the rabbit says nobody will intimidate. Is that why intimidation is for the people? The culture is hard. Somebody got expectations to work, and you put the person down in terms of intimidation. But I think they need to go by the jury boy and see how to accommodate those people, because they also put that down, and that's going to that work, and now you are laying it down.
Okay, thank you. We'll expand on this conversation tomorrow, Dennis. It's very important. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. Your name.
Fidel, thank you. I tell the voice of Samuel Sakai Chauncey. I always phone you from Peace, your city.
Okay.
And let me appreciate the both of you this morning. But Fidel, I think the government is proceeding wrongly. And I listened to Representative Solomon John. And Fidel, I think you guys as well in the media, the same way you can respect some of us for not using some icons. I think Representative Solomon John
just change your location quickly. I don't want to. Okay, I have to let you go. The background is noisy, and then you're coming in cracky. Good morning.
Good morning, Fidel. And since then, lastly, I'm begging you people, please. I know, Fidel, you are investigative journalist and since Denise too. According to sources, the reason why they are getting angry during the Malanseli tenure, there were only $1 million that were pumped into this project. Now, according to sources, close to $4 to $5 million have been pumped into the project.
No, it's actually 2.5 now.
Yeah, okay, 2.5. So get do the calculation, 1 million and 2.5. So I want you guys to really do a thorough investigative journalist to know where that money has been landed. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother. Good morning.
Which one investigation is going on?
Good morning. Yeah.
Good morning.
Yeah. My name is Sana and
you gotta decide to either talk on the radio or do what you're doing, bro.
Hello?
Go ahead.
I said my name is Sana and I'm from Yes, yeah. Love in a sense that this is a party that is shooting themselves in their leg. From all indications, you cannot be having people working for you at this time. Then you want to make sure of them and feel that you will survive in it. It's funny. And then another thing there is that I'd love to add my good brother Sekou Cissé. I think he called the program and I listened to him. So I learned in a sense that Sekou, you complaining about people having people, children, people, family, working and not taking the simple stuff. The last time I checked, your father sent people to Greenville, Sino County. Of which some of us, you know, because
we use our platform to that.
Sorry. Yeah. We believe in free speech. You should have your opinion on issues, but we do not want to use our platform as a conduit for people to get at other people. That's not fair. All right, but let's continue with our conversation. They call this morning 0555 105 100 0777 105 100, and let's hear you this morning on the Beach and Waterway project. So, like I said, Denise, look. The minister of, I don't know, for some reason, out of those who've responded to this entire process, they've been very violent in their response. And they've been arrogant in their response, so to speak. Look, when you have a situation of this nature on hand, all you do is to find a way that you can resolve it. You must resolve it. So it's important, and I hope Young can send us the MOU. Let's look at that MOU. Let's see what's stated there exactly about the recruitment of those who were laid off. In fact, what is even hurting Denise is the fact that these people work for a period of time, and you told them, you know what, waive the one that you work for because the one that come in. Because look, Denise, job business hard. The reality, job business is very difficult. So they even swallowed their pride and waived what was owed them in the past because their eyes were set on the next project ahead. Now the project can't down. Then you say, oh, because we not get money and then we're taking other counties, so we got to reduce the list. That's unfair.
Indeed, Fidel. And you said it right. Job business is not just hard, but the country itself is hard.
Very hard.
It's difficult. So people work for their money. And like they said, the whole issue, you know, this whole thing is headed by Zoga Wilson, right? The Minister of Youth and Sport. And I would say clearly on this platform, Zoga Wilson, I don't think he's a serious official.
Never.
And I would say that, I say this to say, Zoga Wilson is heading the Ministry of Youth and Sport.
Yes.
And he has a major part to play as it relates to all of these. And to my surprise, you know, Fidel, though we are talking about the beach and waterways, you know, we have been talking about the issue of this this drugs.
Yeah.
And I contacted Zoga Wilson on a follow-up of this whole issue as the Minister of Youth and Sport that is charged with this at-risk youth, for which the president launched over 13 million and fund drive, and 1 million was given upfront to implement. Zoga Wilson told me that he could not respond on a holiday, he could not respond during a weekend, and Monday he will be busy doing serious things, so he will not respond. When I get to him, I got back to him Monday. Did you know what Zoga said, I'm tired of responding to that issue. I cannot talk about it because I have responded to another journalist, and I will send you to Axedo. Axedo also saying that, but the minister should be the one responding. So I can't respond. I had to respond. Those officials serious? Are they doing the country business? Things that are affecting the youth. And this is some of the issue. People are agitating for their money because they work. They need that money. You make an agreement with them as per what is being said by the MOU. And now you are coming back to say that you will put them aside and do another project and saying you are paying them. They are not serious.
Dennis,
Zoga Wilson is not serious.
Let me tell you something. I'm doing an investigation, and I will get to the bottom of that investigation. Anything that surrounds money, Zoga Wilson will be there.
Yeah.
Anything that has to do with money, Zoga Wilson will be in the forefront. The at-risk youth, on whose behalf the president organized a program to raise money to cater for the needs of these people. Zoga Wilson ain't hearing on different radio stations. He talking here and there for them because money been inside. That is the nature of the man. You remember the county meet, right?
Yeah.
The money that was raised from the county meet. You heard the figure that they gave, right?
Sure.
Clearly, you don't have to be a financier to determine the money that was raised by the Ministry of Youth and Sports. Zoga Wilson brought something else up. I mean, these are the individuals who use their proximity with the president to frequently abuse Liberians in their faces.
Not serious for the job they are occupying.
They are not serious at all. You heard the Ministry of Youth and Sports, a department or a part of the society that constitute over 40%
of the population.
60% in fact of the population. Then you sit down there and talking Nyankanse, we're not owing nobody and this. Is that man a serious man? These are the people that will make this election difficult for the president.
Exactly.
The likes of Zoga Wilson. These are the people who will make this election difficult for the president. You can't be the Minister of Youth and Sports, who should serve as a liaison between the government and the youthful population of this country, and still operate in a spirit of arrogance.
Yeah.
Because, you close to the president. The president not able to sack you. But you should be responsible enough that the position that you occupy is one of service.
Yeah.
And not because
very major.
Not because you want to please the president, because it is a responsible thing to do. When you are given a responsibility, your duty is to perform that responsibility. But you get men like Zoga Wilson, whose only concern is to sit on top money, to control money. Look at that report the man gave from the county meet.
Yeah.
Very disgusting. Disgusting to say the least. That is the nature of the man. They attract you money around again. You hear him talking from here and there. That is the man. But when I finish with that investigation, when I get you report on the radio, when you hear about Zoga Wilson, my people, you will cry and you will feel sorry for the president. Why these kinds of people have to be around the president?
Yeah.
Why? Why people like Zoga Wilson have to be around the president? You will wonder. These are the kind of people that are destroying the image of the government. While others are sacrificing their time, their energy to ensure that the government image is good out there, the likes of Zoga Wilson is contributing the least to the plight of this government.
Sure.
And there are lots of things that we can point to that Zoga Wilson has done to undermine the legitimacy of the government, to undermine the chances of the government for re-election.
Yeah.
We told them, Jabwe, let's go back to the phone lines. 077-105-100, 055-105-100. Look, this country does not belong to a group of people. It belongs to all Liberians. And so if a segment of the society is in power, that does not mean the others have to suffer.
Yeah.
And Zoga Wilson cannot be tooting that horn. Good morning.
Good morning,
my brother.
Yeah, this is Tifiros Arawiasion, calling from the 16.
Let's hear you, my brother.
Thank you for this intriguing political platform. What I want to tell Representative Solomon George, I must agree this in Shivo and this yoga waiting is that leadership is not about position, it's about impact, inspiration, influence, motivation, and power. So today, I not been the excellency of President we are everyone on it. They won't have been because of the the blessing that President we have. So what I want to tell them is that is what they are doing, that they should not think that they are doing it to satisfy themselves, or if they are doing it to satisfy themselves, but they shouldn't forget the voice of the people must be met. It was during the democratization, the collective and the individual democratization today. They went there and represented both the minister. So today we had of the agreement. The agreement are there. They must go by the agreement. If they don't want to go by the agreement and they say they want to fight us, they should know that directly and indirectly they are fighting the people and the voice of the people.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. You've made your point. Good morning.
Please lower your monitor.
Good morning. Okay, we have to let that person go. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Danny.
Yes, morning.
Yeah, this is David Kamara from the Southeast community. Yeah, when I hear Vision Waterway is a pass because the Vision Waterway project was a great area and nutrition was made Vision Waterway. This government brought it the by and then we are venturing to test.
So we continue to make reference to it because it was under that ambience that these people are agitating. That's why we.
As I speak to you, my wife also is on this project.
Yeah, we know that.
Then the government brought the project down. There are 4 months now before I'd like to pay.
Nah, either.
I've been tracking the issue. I have called Hard FM, I called OKFM, yesterday I called Matthias on Sky FM. And it was just somebody last week that they called these people to SKD to tell them that they'll be able to pay them by next month.
Okay.
So I was listening to Soka Wilson yesterday on OKFM when you were making what you were doing before. Let me say this again. I did my own investigation. The all records were Waterway, the number was 5,000.
It's actually 4,995. Yeah, almost 5,000. Yeah.
Yeah. So they tried to recruit, and then they wanted to add the number up to boost their political ambition. So the number that were added, someone just hired people to recruit, and business people hired people to recruit. So the number increased to 7,300. What's the new recruit? So the government is saying that they don't have the money to pay the 7,300. The number is too huge. So they want to recruit, they want to get 2,000 for the 7,300 to add to the 5,000 which is all people. So who will be responsible to pay the other people?
That's the point. Thank you, my brother.
And complication again, I had there for reliable solution. They said that the projects were only indicated for solutions, were not indicated for no solution. So now the part report that is only project that has solution. So they said they were indicated for solution because the project was a vulnerable service.
Okay.
I think that some people mothers and fathers to go clean beach, playing with feces for 4 months is a vulnerable service.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. We have to let you go. Let's take another person. Good morning.
Morning to there. Good morning to Dennis.
Yeah, morning. Say
Let me tell you what they have put on. You know, for the way that they can have people around because whenever they steal our money, you get everyone share.
Oh.
So nobody, I can't believe they can have this way. That person we have.
You have no claim of that they will give share to the president.
I cannot think they will give money.
Even if that you want to see them, people working with you. You see the duty that you not the action, you not fire the people because you know that today that you people sponsor them vote you. You know, okay. That the other because we will pay for all this account of the one there after it will prosecute the men.
Thank you. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Then I can people running here. Now, Denise, let me tell you this. The total of 4,995 persons are on this project. Guess which communities they're from? They're from Nikuta. They're from Hotel Africa. They're from West Point.
PHP.
They're from PHP Central Monrovia. They're from Cinco. They're from Congo Town. They're from ELWA.
Cut across.
They cut across. But I want to make specific reference to some areas. West Point. Niku Town. Okay, those 3 areas. West Point, Niku Town. Those are 2 areas that normally vote the president. They are CDC controlled districts. those are the areas that Zoga Wilson has opted to deny people of getting jobs from. And I want to put the other people there because look, you can't deny that this is a political project. It is. Clearly, it is a political project. But again, it is an empowerment scheme. It is an empowerment scheme. So, as a logical, a wisdom-filled individual, the best to do is not to sideline all of these people because you want to expand the project. Is to find a way, devise a strategy that even with the incorporation of new people or new counties, these same old people will remain. Because at this stage, it does not serve any logical purpose for you to downsize, because that's what it is, downsize these people and bring on new people. So what is the objective of doing that? Oh, okay, for them to clean the other places and the other counties that they're adding there. That for them to clean it. This is an empowerment scheme. And because it is an empowerment scheme, which obviously has political undertone, it has to be done holistically. So if you want to bring new people on board, because even wisdom should have told you that, hey, you can't put people down when they're working you. You can't promise people that you will be employed there, and because of that in mind, you said they will waive their salary. Not only that, they've been providing voluntary service over the time, which, I mean, actually speaks to the fact that they have interest in working. Those things you have played in the minds of these leaders. And I'm not leaving the representatives out, because they should be the direct eye of the people.
Sure. Representatives
Dixon Sibo, Solomon George, and those who are involved, I think Akaras Gray, or Vamuya Kone, Samuel Enders, those people should have made sure that there is not an exclusion of a single individual on those who work on the previous project. They should have ensured that. Now, and the man allow that one, the man say somebody agitate people because these people will take action against them at the polls. That one part, are working, you take me from my job, I'm supposed to vote for you again. I will not. And they should expect that. And this could also apply to the presidency. And that's the danger it poses to the presidency. But then I know. Good morning.
Yes, good morning to you, Fidel City, and good morning to Denny Nation. The name is Nina Divine Temple, the political apostle in Akwa for district number 16. Yeah, let me use this video to appreciate you for flagging these issues. But then, one thing I want to say is that when it comes to the issue of God business, and then the Bible makes us understand that there is nobody can stand the wrath of God, nobody can stand on the word of God. So what is all going on is that the word of God that is working. The liberal people cannot settle for another serious of this government or any bad leadership.
That's not the thing we're talking about.
Hello?
We're talking, go straight to the thing we're talking.
Yeah, I'm going straight to A. So what happens is that the behavior of this government or anybody that are working for this government is that it is not working in life, because even the issue of what and other stuff there, but there's people that are in power. You ask them today, they will tell you that they are the best, they will tell you that everything is doing is good, but then on the other side, all we were confusing. So like, what's happening? Let me just say them for sure. What's happening is
quickly.
That but they're not competent to go back, so then they will just go confuse them to see that. So
Okay.
the people
All right, thank you. We can't go that far. Let's go ahead. Good morning.
Hello?
Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, Chris Wakwa from Raskin Valley. I would like to contribute to what.
That's the only reason we accepted your call. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I would like to ask George one question. I'm the honorable. The other George,
Yeah.
Is he the spokesperson for Waterway, or is he stay employed with Waterway? That's my question. Two questions.
Okay.
Is he the spokesperson for Waterway, or is he employed with Waterway?
Okay. But you got to be employed before you be the spokesperson. Good morning.
How are you, sir? When there?
We're good. Fidel.
Sorry, and Denise, is it Denise?
Yeah, Denise.
Okay, congratulations. You just spoke my mind. But let me go to the point. I'm William Bro. I come from Yokotan District, 16. I have 5 kids, and 3 18 years old already registered, and 2 kids, including my wife and myself. I'm a private security officer. I earn my living through that, and my
on the Bishop Waterways project. First time in history, she was Lagos and say, I must say I go in there too. It's shocking and it kind of disturbing for me, a father of 5, growing up kids, and then finding that my wife is not helping me anymore. You know how tough I am now. I'm going through, my brother. And then public security job, you know, they don't pay as per the government, maybe at times in a month to give you your response, something, it will cap my credit. And this is the kind of situation I face with. I saw sad when he said everything that it will not just affect the representative Josh, Sibo, Akagri, and the rest of the guys, it will affect the president too. And trust me, for God's sake, and I can tell you this for free. If my kids will not go to school next semester because I'm suffering, and I will try to put them on some of the rapid test scholarship, I think I will do that, some of them. And then maybe I will try to put them to nuclear junior high or even D12. And if they didn't go there today, trust me, these people will lose their vote. And then if they want war, they get war. Thank you.
Thank you. So you see, that is the adverse effect it will have on the re-elections of these individuals. And you'll be taking it for fun. And you don't tell Zoka Wilson to include all the people that they drive from there and find a way to, get money and pay all those people over the period of time. And you'll see, they have to drive people because no money. You found money and ensure those people are part of the project. They must be a part of the project. If there's anything you need to do, is to ensure that you put in check and balances so that the process of recruitment is transparent. So that those who were not, you don't have to in bulk, accept everybody.
Sure.
You can do, one-on-one, like you trying to do hair count. Okay, do a hair count to ensure that that number is the right figure and get them on. But until you take that one, we don't want to support the people. Yeah, let's take this call quickly and then we'll transition to this thing from the AFL. I mean, this thing was so important and I thought we should have expanded on it. That's why we did. And the thing 8 hour time then is. But let's hold it at that. All right.
Yes, if we take few calls later.
Yeah, but the what's this? The Prince Johnson, right?
Yes.
Yes, Prince Johnson. He's the chief of staff of the Armed Forces of Liberia. He has made a proposal, and several people have made that call in the past, that there is a need for officials of government to go through drug test, for them to test them to know whether you get drug in your body. If you get drug there, it means you shouldn't work in government. Now, there is always a downside and upside to every law. First of all, we are still disappointed that the drug law has not been passed, and so it makes it difficult for stringent actions to be taken against those who are involved in the importation, the sale, and their consumption of narcotic products. Now, because that leeway is there, so it is being exploited by individuals, even in government, according to Maxwell Grisby, who is the head of the Small Arms Commission. He said, government officials are taking drugs. He was clear. He said, I am an official of government. I know from where I speak. Government official taking drugs. So as a result of that, those who are in privileged positions and supposed to fight drugs are not doing enough to fight the menace. And so our society is getting polluted by the day. I listened to one of our sister program here, and somebody called and they were trying to make reference to how in the past, government, you couldn't see the way, the drug issue is now to this government. Even though I felt it's some kind of way, but I thought that person was right. Look, Denise, there has been no time in our country, even during the civil crisis, that we've heard about the proliferation of drugs like we hear today. Now, but there are institutions that are responsible to curtail the sale or importation of drugs in this country. Is it that our borders are so porous to the extent that we cannot curtail the import, the coming in of drugs? But that is the reason why Major General Prince Johnson is calling for officials of government to be tested before assuming office, tested for drugs before they assume offices, Dennis.
Yeah, so that was his, his point as it relates to the drug issue, illegal drug, and he said that, and like you said it right, he made a statement. And also when I spoke with him as well, and he said in line with the UCJM, which happens to be the Uniform Code of Military Justice, it is done in the United States, and now the new law of the army, the new law, they are practicing it now. Before someone join the army,
Yes, the
before you
recruitment
become,
process.
you become an officer of the army, meaning you have to go through the test. They have to test you whether you are drug free, and if you are not, you won't be enlisted in the army. So he said it is important for elected officials and appointed officials to go through that process to ensure that is done, because you cannot have people serving in government and people being who are elected to have record of taking drugs or involved with illegal drugs. So if these things are done, it will ensure that the fight that we are also trying to talk about and curtail will be done in a rightful way. And he said that also in the army it is done randomly each year. Every year they carry on that testing to ensure whether although you enter first, they tested the stuff, but when you are in, they have to ensure that they keep testing to know whether whether you are a part of that. So it is a good point that he made, and it is important. Why for me I back that statement is because if you are not into something, you will always fight against it.
Exactly.
You fight against it. And we saw the scenario where they was it an official from the DEA that appeared at the house for questioning when she mentioned that
a representative
was involved with the issue of illegal drug and what have you, and based on the intimidation what have you, she couldn't call the name. So if those who are at the house or at the legislature, if you are not part and this thing come up, you will fight it, you talk about it, so those who are concerned, officials, whether elected or appointed, once you don't have something to do with that, you always speak against it and you fight to ensure that yes, this is eradicated or minimized in our society. But if people are involved, those who you carrying the complaint to, they are involved with it. Yes, I'm just saying it right. And they are involved with it, and you come, we want this thing, they will just yes, and they will not fight it because they themselves they are involved. But if you have nothing to do with it at all, you will ensure that yes, what the people are talking, what they are saying, there's a need for us to work on it. So I think the call from him is welcoming, and it's something to take in good faith. It is not something that people should disregard, because as an official you should ensure that you are clear of certain things. It helps the society, because our young people now, they see people doing it, so they want to do it, they want to get involved. But if we curtail these things and the DEA continue to complain by their spokesperson, who's always saying that yes indeed they are trying, but there are a lot of issues involved in terms of the whole drug thing. And like the spokesperson said, whenever because some of the communities, they were accusing the DEA of each time when they arrest the people and later you see them in the community. So they were saying, the spokesperson said the DEA is not the prosecutorial arm. So whenever they take the people are involved, those are involved, whenever they take them to the law, the justice, and when they go there, most of them, when you arrest them, they want to go to court, because they know that according to him in his word, they know that when they go to court, they will be free from there, and they will come back in the society. That is why as the DEA, they said they presented the drug law that we're talking about now. It is still lingering in the corridors of the Senate. It was passed by the lower house, but it's still at the Senate. It is yet to be passed. So these are things that we are talking about. This thing is destroying the young people. It's becoming serious. It is very serious now. At first it was zogo, but now people are claiming it. According to the community members, the people are mixing the thing up with all lot of things. Yes, they are mixing it up, and the children are taking it. When they take it, that their quick impact to their death. So it is important that the officials take this seriously. And what Major Johnson said, when everybody, Major Johnson said, if everyone can say that officials can come out and say, yes, we are ready to fight against this thing, it will be something that will see, the way that it will be minimized in our society.
Dennis, the government has so much power. The government has enormous power that she has failed to use. And the complaints from the LDEA, regardless of how legitimate or illegitimate they are, I believe that, look, it should lift from the level of the spokesperson of the LDEA. It is time for the head of the LDEA to come out. Look, Denise, sometimes we have to disregard this thing about job, and do what's right for the society. And I guess he does not want to come public because he does not want the government to appear bad in the eyes of the public. But mind you, this is what he's doing to the public. He is helping indirectly to spoil our children, to spoil our brothers and sisters who are involved in the consumption of these byproducts. And he may not know, but this is a voluntary indulgence of what is happening in our country today. Because as far as we know, as far as the law is concerned, the group that is responsible for fighting drugs in this country is the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency. So if there is a proliferation of drugs in our country, the LDEA will be held liable. Till the leader of the LDEA, the executive, I think they call him the executive director of the LDEA.
Zeyu?
Yeah, Michael Zeyu can come forth and come to the public and tell us the LDEA is incapacitated. We are underfunded. We cannot make moves. We are not supported by government, or institutions who we should be working with are not providing us adequate support in terms of coordination. Then we know that the LDEA did her part, that these other institutions aren't doing their part. Then we'll understand that. But this issue of drugs in our country, look, if there's any institution that has spoken about this the most, I think ABC Radio has spoken about this, because almost all of our programs, we are always on top of this drug issue. We are not doing it because we have any kind of vested interest. Of course, let's say we have vested interest, and our vested interest is Liberia. It's Liberia. So it is very important that those who are involved, the Ministry of Justice, the Liberia National Police, the Bureau of the Liberia Immigration Service, all right, the Drug Enforcement Agency, all of these institutions work together collectively with the support of national government in ensuring that these people are able to do their jobs. If there are individuals within the LDEA that are conniving and colluding with drug peddlers and drug importers so as to give them leeway in supplying that product on the market, then I think there is a need. And maybe we need to call the people of Liberia into action so that mothers and fathers whose children are being affected by this drug thing will come together and will form a collective front and engage the government of Liberia to take concrete actions against this drug issue.
They have been doing it. They started doing it already. Yeah.
So they need to do it. They need to continue. They need to mobilize, get together from various communities, community leaders, get together and engage the government that concrete steps have to be taken. Because what we are seeing now is like more or like the Ebola virus. How it was spreading. That's how it's spreading. Go in every community in this country. You will see ghettos. Now, I hear people say, oh, the community leaders, they themselves have to take charge. It is practically impossible. What will be seen? It will be seen as the people taking the law into their own hands. And you don't want to see private citizens involved into law enforcement, practices. It's a recipe for chaos. Because when the proper authorities are not the one effecting the kind of actions that should be effected by them, and private citizens are involved, there is always a tendency for commotion, and you cannot allow that. So the state agencies that are responsible must begin to take the charge, or we will rally the support of the people to get them involved. Like, look, let's come together, all of us. Let's plan a protest in front of the residence of the president or in front of the executive mansion to call the president to action. Let's plan a protest on the grounds of the legislature to call the legislature to action. That this thing about drug is affecting every fabric of our society. and we must take collective action as a people so as to bring it to a stop. Because Dennis, this society is getting bad.
Very much.
We seen it every day.
Sure.
People can't stand in the street for even 5 minutes. You see somebody just pop by you and jack something from you. These people are not normal. They take machetes and go into the homes of people, attack them, because by the time the children see money, anything they can do to get money, that's what they will do.
Yeah.
And our country is getting affected, or is already affected, but it's growing at an alarming rate. And it seems nobody seems concerned. Everybody just complaining, and those who are in charge of the arms of government that are responsible to take care of these things, other than put their hand between their legs. They will only get concerned when one government official walking on the street one day and you see 20 Zogo attacking, take everything from him.
Then they start.
Then I think they will start taking action. But the one they're doing to the common people, they're not concerned about it. That either or Dennis. I finished talking my own. I finished talking my own. That either the country, we gotta fix it, and we can't fix it with us playing lame roles. We have to take radical actions that will affect people that we know. I mean, of course, once people are not operating rightly, when we take actions, it must first start with them. It must first start with them. That's what leadership is about. You deal with people who close to you, so that people who far from you will know, say, yeah, they may not making fun for sure. Let's go to the phone line. 0555-105-100, 0777-105-100. 4 minutes to go. Let's take a few more calls, Dennis, and call it a day on the program this morning. Liberia, the country hard. The country giving God real hard time. Good morning.
Good morning, Fidel, and good morning, Dennis. My name is Stanley Adonis Mola, and I call from Single this morning. And you know, this is a very unique point of discussion this morning, because you see, the thing is, there are people, I'm not going to miss my word. Papi Somo and both of the guys in the legislature, they are the ones importing drugs in this country, and that is the reason.
My man, we don't have fast to that though.
No, we have fast to that. Listen, these are the reasons why you find it difficult for them to legalize drugs law. I mean, the leaders in this country are not sincere to our people, and that is the reason why we continue to tell the Liberian people to the city they must make a critical decision. Thank you.
Thank you very much. 0555-105-100, 0777-105-100. And let's take this person right here. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Yeah.
Good morning, my brother.
This is Fabio doing you for Africa.
Yeah,
let me say thank you for the issue I was just. I don't want to go on.
Coach, now the bar one there, they say that the bar one there.
Yeah, and rather Fiamma Bell song, I think either this one last one, fine, take a baby mother.
Yeah, they talk about the baby mother.
Yeah, around Fiamma Bell, so I think it's very, very important. I think the DA that need justice to go after those judge people.
Okay. All right, Fabian. Let's take another person. Good morning.
Good morning, Fidel.
Good morning.
And good morning to our sister, Denise.
Yeah, morning.
Yeah, I want to thank you, Sister Denise, for always listening to this issue. It's very important for our society. But I think we need harsh measure. Imputor, lifetime imprisonment. Smoker, 10, 20 years in prison. Thank you.
Thank you. Very good. Let's take this person. Good morning. This one, network, the lines the calls are coming in, Jamie. But let's take two more calls, and then we'll call it a day. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, sir.
My name is Mahmoud Keri, and I'm calling from the Cloudland community. One of the communities that we suppose of that we have the highest educated people every year we put out. We're now here trying to stop cartels. And it's embarrassing that our own community will still outside the town of the stream of small, we don't sit outside. So if you see somebody coming and telling you that there's a need that we should test people or we stand down, a need that they have set up, they don't want to say that it's happening and we set up with you. So just put it that way. So my brother is very serious.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Let's take the last person here. Good morning.
Good morning, Peter.
Good morning, my brother.
My name is Addison Moe. and I feel him for swim Maca this morning.
Cape Mount.
Yeah.
How are you getting us?
This drug issue is a national calamity.
Yeah, how are you listening to us?
Yeah, I'm getting things very loud and clear.
Okay, through the radio.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So, I don't know what to call the DEA, the work they're actually doing. Because I work in a gold mine around Swampville. If you get to that gold mine, you see young people doing drugs. There's a police that gets into that gold mine. The so-called themselves DEA, they come to that gold mine nearly every week to take 19,000 plus from the serious there. They're supporting the people to do drugs. So nearly every village with this way marker, you must find 10 or 12 you doing drugs.
Wow.
So they're very serious. If the government can't take care of this, in the next 10 years to come, they will run out of oil country.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Well, Dennis.
Yes.
That's it there.
Yeah.
So again, Zoga Wilson and his folks and the representatives who have involved with this project, this is what I suggest you do. Speak with the president. Speak with the Minister of Finance. Y'all look for some money somewhere. All right. And ensure that these people are all included. You can do a hair count to ensure that the number, these numbers are legitimate and that there are no ghost names, so that the government does not go into extra spending that she should not do. But excluding people from this project will cost you politically, and we will champion that cause, because you cannot make a commitment to people, and at least they themselves said it. You cannot make a commitment to people where their hopes are high and they think they have the potential of gaining employment again after waiving what was legitimately owed them, for you to somersault and tell some of them, look, you cannot be included on the project. That is psychologically demeaning. And I believe that the best thing for this government to do is to include all of those people in the project. The expansion is not bad. It's also intended to include more people. But those who were on the project should be maintained, so that we do not have the degree of agitation that we have now. Because it will not be physical agitation again. It will be ballot box agitation. And I'm not sure any of you want to go through that kind of political circumcision.
Okay. Yes, indeed. And you concluded by saying everything. Because we are out of time. We want to leave to be back on tomorrow for another fascinating edition. I'd like to say happy birthday to Josh Watkins, who happens to be the VP of all April Affairs of Liberia. Yes, so I'd like to say happy birthday to him.
Okay, and today is the wedding anniversary of the Dean of the Liberal Arts College at the African Methodist Episcopal University, Dean Flomo Kalen, James Flomo Kalen. Today is your anniversary, your wedding anniversary. You and your wife are celebrating 23 years together.
Wow.
That's massive. Congratulations to you, Mr. and Mrs. James Flomo Kalen, the Dean of the Liberal Arts College at AMA University. So this morning, tomorrow is Friday, of course, the close of the weekend. We will be here tomorrow, and
we need to render another opinion poll.
Yes, good idea, Dennis. Tomorrow is Friday. We actually promised that.
Yes.
It's just that it slipped our minds. District number 10, Monserrato County.
Yeah.
District number 10, Monserrato County. We'll be doing an opinion poll in District number 10, Monserrato County, where Representative Yeke Koluba is the current lawmaker. We are told that there is mammoth support for all of the candidates that are moving into District number 10. So we want to determine a bit as to whether this information is true, that Representative Yeke Koluba looks poised to be removed or unseated at the October polls, or he still stands his ground as the real giant in District number 10. So we'll be doing the opinion polls from district number 10, Montserrat County. We'll do that on our social media pages and begin with that, so you can also go there and start the voting process, and we'll read out the results. So on the Facebook page is ABC Radio 105.1 official. ABC Radio 105.1 official. Denise will do the posting there just in the next 1 hour. You can begin the voting process. Dennis, so that's how we like to close up this morning. Do have yourselves a great day. As we always say here, everything you do should be about the betterment of Mama Liberia. Do have yourselves a wonderful day. Bye bye.
I like it. I like it. trendybeats.com